January the 5th of 2025 and January the 5th of 2026. In this regard, may the Deputy Tania Diaz speak to the audience, who is the leader of the bloc of the Homeland in the National Assembly. Good morning, colleagues, deputies, international guests, people in general, the popular power, sovereign, justices of peace, workers of the National Assembly. First of all, I wish you a very and a prosperous and victorious New Year 2025. This is something we earned. We close 2024 in peace, with joy. It is a victorious time, an era. I wanted to say something. I would like to say in 2 minutes. I would like to thank the Venezuelan people for all the effort, for all the kindness, for all the hard work, for believing in Venezuela and believing in the revolution. Thank you very much to the Venezuelan people. We managed to close 2024 in peace, and we are going to serve for more. I wanted to give you a piece of poem that I want to share with the youth of Venezuela and to post it in social media. It's from Mario Benedetti, the poet, and it's called Love in Self-Defense. There is a phrase that when the hatred is loose, we need to love ourselves in self-defense. This is an idea that the people gain. When you love in self-defense, the heart opens wide. The sadness, we carry the feeling as if it was a backpack, and it doesn't matter if the soul turns into... I skipped a few lines. Thank you, Mario Benedetti, for these lines. We are in the face of a new challenge, a new year, an electoral year, a year of construction and consolidation. We have a great responsibility in this National Assembly, because on January 10th, in this very place, we need to warn for Venezuela another chapter of the history. On January 10th, all of us, deputies, are going to receive the leader of our victories, as our secretary says, the continental leader that has the braveness to stand up before of the world and put Venezuela on the place that it deserves, and in the fight against fascism, in the face of hatred and violence. Mr. Fernando Bolavar from Mexico, he's going to join us here. He wrote an article that says, and speaking about President Nicolás Maduro, and he said, Nicolás collected the expression of the Venezuelan people, collected the recent history of the Venezuelan people, is horsing with the flag of humanity on his hands, and he thanks Venezuela and President Nicolás Maduro that today Venezuela is on the forefront of the struggles that the humanity must carry out. He said Nicolás puts the struggle of humanity in the battle, in defense, which shows a special strength and conviction. I think that is on us, deputies, lawmakers, to recover and collect those principles and convictions with which the Venezuelan people has managed to move forward. This is not something to take for granted. We need to tell our colleagues from abroad what meant this December, what we lived on the streets of the country, what this brave country managed to achieve, these human people with their convictions and values. On January 10th, we sworn in our president, and Commander Chavez already said it many times in this very place. We are not closing a cycle, we are opening a new cycle. President Maduro and all of us came here to build what is going to be the Bolivarian Revolution of 2025 until 2026. And we have done it with this wide margin of flavors, of history, of colors, and learnings and experience, and we deserve this. We are going to present the board of directors at this moment, but I wanted to thank the Bolivarian people. We have great challenges. Venezuela has asked for peace, and Venezuela has asked for love. Who are we going to follow? Those who are calling for fear, or those who are calling for love? Those who are calling for hatred, or those who are calling for peace? Those who are calling for banditry, or those who are calling for a more kind humanity? So we invite you, all of you, deputies, who are very proud of the position we have played in this context. We invite you to keep spreading love for Venezuela, to build with our hands and hearts the best we can for this country, because Venezuela has earned it. We are called, that's our duty. Those who have read Bolivar knows what I'm saying. Our brothers from all over the world are accompanying us in this journey. I want to present the board of directors. I'm going to start with the younger one, because we want to present this colleague who is a civil engineer, graduated from the Venezuelan Armed Forces University, who has been a leader ever since she was a very young woman, who is already a member of the national direction of the United Socialist Party of Venezuela, who has been a representative, whose brave voice, her brave character, believing that she was going to be sanctioned, but nothing like that happened. She's going to be, I want to ratify her as America Perez as a secretary of this new legislature. Now I want to present for your consideration to Deputy from the Bloc of the Homeland to assume the first vice presidency. I want to present also a young man who has walked through all of the sectors of Caracas, who is a sport enthusiast. He was formed in Cuba and here in the streets of Caracas, who is tireless, who has a work capacity unbelievable, and has demonstrated in this last period, who has been as a first vice president, who has organized for the National Assembly with a political vision and maturity, and closed with a golden zip the parliamentary encounter, anti-fascist encounter, that we didn't have the opportunity to congratulate him for Pedro Infante, who I propose to be the first vice president of this new legislature and be ratified in this position. For the presidency of the National Assembly for this period, I want to propose someone we know is going to be supported by all of us, because he's not just a big brother and comrade, but he's a politician of a very high standard who has been, for all of us, a privilege to have him as a president of the National Assembly. Poet, who has a very unique style of wording, member of the National Assembly of the party, who has been in the forefront of the national electoral in very hard times of the country, who has been Executive Vice President of the Republic, Mayor of Caracas, and who has also been in charge of leading the director and political dialogue between Venezuela and fractions of the opposition from inside and abroad, who knows how to deal with demons. As a poet, we hope he writes the pages of the history, of the contemporary history of Venezuela, but he also needs to lead it and be a protagonist in the history, coming from a family that faced of the story, but a family that also is being in charge of building the beautiful and the path of the future of Venezuela. I want to propose Jorge Rodriguez Gomez as President of the National Assembly for the period of 2025-2026. We believe that with this board of directors, with all this parliament has lived through, I want to thank in the name of all of us, to all of you, and also to the sectors of the opposition, of the democratic opposition, the firmness, the strength we have had, the loyalty with our principles, our people, our values, and also our country. On January 10th, we sworn in our president, and this love that guides us, all of that, those who are seeing us, they love Venezuela and want a better future for Venezuela. This legislature is going to become a hurricane that is going to sweep away the hatred and violence and is going to build the Venezuela that all of us need. Long live to Venezuela. Thank you, deputies.
Thank you, dear Deputy and Sister Tania Diaz. I'm going to give the floor now, Deputy